And the beauty with this is that when they are, rested and awake, they can crawl off and come find us. They don't need to, scream, I'm done. I need to get out of here. They just crawl over, or, we've set up the prepared environment. So there might be a toy or a book that they can play with or look at. And the beauty too is that when they are tired, well, they know where to go and they go on their own. They don't need us to read their cues of, oh, are you tired? Are you not? Maybe I should put you down. Maybe not, right? They know where their bed is and they go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Education Involved with Yogi Patel. And today we have a special guest, a colleague, a friend of mine, Jeanne-Marie Paynel, and she's an experienced Montessori educator. She has been in the San Diego area working with me side by side with other Montessorians for over 20 years. So, Jeanne-Marie, welcome.
Thank you, Yogi. It's been great, and it's funny when I was trying to reminisce on our relationship and Montessori and all that, and you are one of my first big observation, because when you were just starting out and you had a beautiful environment in your home, I came to observe because I was learning, I was training to be a Montessori guide. So it goes way back. So it's wonderful to be here today. Full circle.
And we're more connected than not. And I remember that first day for me as well, that observation, what a gift as a teacher that we all give and get, right? So welcoming folks into our environments, to invite the newly trained teachers to come and observe and learn through that observation, because what we learn in our training centers, often when we bring it back, it's a little bit different.
It is, very much so.
So tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get to Montessori and what have you been doing?
So a little bit about my background. So I am Jeanne-Marie Paynel. I am a French-American world citizen, and I have been living here in San Diego for 25 years. I'm a wife and mother of two young adults, 27 and 23. And I came to Montessori around my 40s. So I was already a mother. I was already a parent of two. I had an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. And it's one of those transitions in life, I think, when my husband and I were contemplating moving back to Europe, and I was realizing that what I was doing in advertising, because I was a graphic designer in advertising for 20 some years, was really not doing it for me anymore. And when I, really had some deep thoughts about what I really wanted to do and give back to the world, it always came back to children. I had, I think, always been very connected to children from a very young age. I was lucky to become an older sister when I was older. At 11, both my parents decided to have new families, and I was blessed with 4 younger siblings, and just loved that role, loved being able to be that little mother. And when I would have time off from school, I would actually volunteer at my brother's daycare. I mean, that's how much I love children. When I was a teenager, a big volunteer job that I had was in a children's museum. So here I am, 40, mother, wanting to do a transition in career. And I thought, well, I need to look into a Montessori training because Montessori was something that I actually had picked up a book of Dr. Maria Montessori's when I was pregnant of my first child. And I always say that it gave me permission to have my child lead me to be the parent she needed me to be. And so that had a big influence in my parenting. And so I looked into the Montessori training here in San Diego, and I very naively called, thinking that it was a school that there would be, a spring semester, a fall semester, spring semester. And I was told that, oh no, we just started a week ago and it is a full year program. But if you're interested, you can come and meet the director tomorrow morning at 8. And honestly, Yogi, I hung up the phone and I knew my life was about to take a whirlwind. And it did, because within the next 24 hours, I changed careers. I went to the Institute. I met the director. At the time, it was Dr. Dubovoy, who, sat me down and asked me, why are you here? And I said, well, I truly believe that children are way more capable than we give them credit for. And she said, well, you're in the right place. And she invited me to sit in on her lecture, which she was about to give on movement. And it just was one of those, kind of out of body experience, like, oh, this is where I need to be. I went back to work that I had, told them I'd be in a little late that morning, and gave my resignation and went back to school. And I was 40